Right. I ain't came down, hold up. I done came down, hold up, clip the brain, fold up. And your girlfriend want a nigga like me, cause I ain't tryna control her. She called me when she wanna change. Black diamond, my pinky ring. She know you weak and we ain't the same. You hit the scene, I'll make the scene. I'm in her hand like Maybelline. H-time, so I made the lean. I'm in her soul, I make her scream. I'm right to told, all paper change. I'm easy tag like Peter Pan. She want a man, only a man. I'm flying down your boulevard. She cooking dinner with all the fans. Straight up, fifth eye, yo bitch, know what I'm talking about. Pulls up, pour live, we get it poppin' in the parking lot. She like to do it with the lights on. Don't matter to me if it's dark or not. Hung sheet up, east up, fossil pants, I'm hard to rock. Girl, I know how much you really want somebody. Want somebody that don't really need you. Girl, I know how much you really want somebody. Want somebody that ain't tryna keep. Yeah, that's what I say. Can't put you to bed. Daddy tryna love you, baby, just want you instead. And don't tell him nothing, baby, you know that I'm coming, baby. Just get on my phone whenever you need you some company. Every check in my car. Oh yeah, I got this drink in my car. I got this drink in my car. Right.
I done came down, hold up, grip the grain, roll up, young H-Town in the Fayetteville. Got two girls like hold up, and with the good fella DJs, they got my song on replay. I'm swinging down that freeway, Fort Bragg, Army Base, and shout out to that Fayetteville State Main. Say man, yo girl say that you born bro, so she tuned in that morning show. Rush Paul, over average you just Paul. Foxy 99, that big stick to hating with big boys. I'm draped up, dripped out, Fayetteville know what I'm talking about. Pulls up, pull out, I swing wide in that parking lot. I shine bright like the lights on, don't matter to me if it's dark or not. Let your top down, turn your volume up, all around the Ville. All around the Ville. Girl, I know how much you really want somebody. Want somebody that don't really need you. Girl, I know how much you really want somebody. Want somebody that ain't tryna keep. You heard what I said. They can put you to bed. That ain't tryna love you, baby. Just fuck you instead. And don't tell them nothing, baby. You know that I'm coming, baby. Just hit up my phone whenever you need you some company. Got this drink in my car.
Banks.
When I'm busy, ain't gon' waste my phone line on a set time, around 10, no daylight. Music first, so don't try. I'ma let you know when I'm on the road. Anywhere between 12 and 4. Kilo, no public post. Ain't no love, they don't need to know. 2 a.m. I'm tipping slow. Hit your line, I'm on the road. Next thing you know, I'm at the door. Hitting spots right on the floor. No connection, just sexy us. In the morning, no clue, but text to reiterate. There's no we, so the moment that we dip, there's no reach. Back on the road before 5. Refill my cup, so I'm alright. Coasting and jamming on soul time, but it ain't too long before I hit mine. Talking at this the last time. She want way more than a night ride. Know what my dudes and say alright. Then the next week she'll be tagging lines.
Girl, I know how much you really want somebody. Want somebody that don't really need you. Girl, I know how much you really want somebody. Want somebody that ain't tryna keep. You heard what I said. They can put you to bed. That ain't tryna love you, baby. Just fuck you instead. And don't tell them nothing, baby. You know that I'm coming, baby. Just hit up my phone whenever you need you some company. Got this drink in my car.
Oh yeah, I got this drink in my car. I got this drink in my car. Right. I done came down, came up, slow pitch, change up, same hood, same style, same drink, same cup. She called me when she wanna fuck, I never call, she know what's up. Same page, same book, different song, same hook. Every time her nigga shit that she on the phone with the same crook. And every time I pull up, she hit me with that same look. Lips bite, she left my man for that kid right. I'm in the middle like midnight. Only if you got that sip tight. Only if you got that wine fine. Only if you got that sip tight. Only if you got that mind bomb. Only if you got that sip tight. Eat that shit like one time. Joking, baby, I'm pimp type. I'm used to being that one and done, but girl, you got it there too. Girl, I know how much you really want somebody. Want somebody that don't really need you. Girl, I know how much you really want somebody. Want somebody that is trying to keep. Yeah, what I say. That can put you to bed. That he's trying to love you, baby. Just want you instead. And don't tell them nothing, baby. You know that I'm coming, baby. Just get on my phone whenever you need you some company. I just in my car. FaceTime. Oh yeah. I got this drink in my cup. So I got this drink in my cup. Girl. Girl, I know how much you really want somebody. Want somebody that don't really need you. Girl, I know how much you really want somebody. Want somebody that ain't tryna keep. You heard what I said. They can put you to bed. That ain't tryna love you, baby. Just fuck you instead. And don't tell them nothing, baby. You know that I'm coming, baby. Just hit up my phone whenever you need you some company. Got this drink in my cup. FaceTime. Oh yeah. I got this drink in my cup. I got this drink in my cup. Cup.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Hustler and Muscular in the building. Once again, back to give you some more facts that you know damn well are not whack. Yeah, back at it again. But before we get into that, let me say salute to Sweet Melanie. This is the link to her channel. And by the way, Sweet Melanie got a new channel, Melanie Amber. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to my homegirl from on the other side of the world. Help her get her new channel up. I mean, her and Swag inspired me to start doing this in the first place. So who better to assist? And anyway, shout out to you, Angela C. I'm glad you could stop by. Angela C., how you be your Discord's top tier MVP. Salute to you for coming in. Here's the information to my Instagram, if anybody's interested in that. If anyone's interested in my Instagram information, there it is right there. And if you'll be so kind, donate to my Cash App for giving y'all this knowledge that you will never find in any college. Oh, you see, you'll be at the gym listening. You know, I was going to go to the gym this week, but I was hanging out with a friend, so it is what it is. But I can do my own workouts here. And by the way, Angela, I see you on Discord getting them workouts in. Shout out to you, my girl, getting them workouts in. Yeah, you really be on Discord showing off your little results. And another thing, I like this new picture you got up here. I don't know if that's an old picture or a recent picture of you, Angela C., but if it is a recent picture, yep, I gotta say, I'm seeing the results. I'm seeing if that's a more recent picture of you, I don't know. After some working out, I like it. Hope your husband likes it too, because I know I do. Yeah. There's the information to my Cash App, and then you put this little message out here quickly before we jump into our topic of today.
Like, comment, and subscribe, because it's just what the doctor prescribed.
Out the way. Let's get into today's topic. I want to talk about something that has been surging the world for quite some time. It may be nothing new, but I think it needs to be addressed right here, right now, via the YouTube community. Let's talk about son-husband and husband-son relationships. Now, what is the general definition of a son-husband? It is basically a mother's son who acts as some sort of a substitute for a husband. He basically takes care of the physical, mental, and psychological needs of his mother that will generally be reserved for, the father or the husband of the family. And a husband-son relationship kind of works in reverse. Husband-son is basically the husband that she looks at and talks to as if that's her son. Either way you look at it, it's all toxic. Either way you look at it, these are shitty examples of how family dynamics should work. And they're very destructive to not only the parents, but also destructive to the kids as well. So it's best that we address this kind of thing and let's talk about it. Oh yeah, she says a recent picture. Okay, well, like I said, Angela, see, I like that picture. Look at them curves. Yeah, I like what I see. Oh, shout out to you, RB Fatal. Nice of you to drop by. You called him Baby Boy. You know what is funny? Because I was just watching a review of Baby Boy before I came on this live stream. It's funny you should mention that because I was just watching Baby Boy. Just watching that film without the film in its entirety, but a content creator reviewing it. I forgot her name that quick, but she was picking apart the film Baby Boy. So it's funny you mentioned that movie. And any of y'all who's seen the 2000 hit film Baby Boy, well, this kind of ties into the whole son-husband relationship. Think about how protective Tyree's character, Jody, was protective of A.J. Johnson's character. Juanita, his mother. Think about how protective he was of her. Didn't want to leave her side. Didn't want to leave the house. None of that shit. And when she got into, and if you remember, she got into a relationship with a guy named Melvin, played by Veg Rhymes, and he acted like a jealous ass boyfriend. Someone said, "Hey, be careful with my mama. Who are you coming around my mama like that? Seriously." When I was growing up, my mama always told me, stay out of grown folks' business. Well, I'm a grown man now, but guess what? That message still stands. It is not my place to tell my mama who she can and cannot date. And that goes for all of y'all. If y'all come from single parent backgrounds, it is not y'all place to tell y'all mama, father, whatever, who they can and cannot date. Best to stay the hell out of it unless intervention is necessary. But yeah, you think of the movie Baby Boy when you talk about son-husband relationships. Jody was basically acting like a son-husband to his mama, even though she was in a relationship with somebody else. And that's probably why I got that background back there. I just realized I put the background back there. So yeah. But that's the crazy thing about it. When you got a son who's that damn protective of his own mama, that he starts acting like a jealous boyfriend, that could be a detriment. And how does this stuff normally come about? Well, from what I'm understanding, it usually starts when you're born to a single parent household as a son, born to a single mother. The single mother has no boyfriend, no husband, and you're the only closest thing to some male companionship that she has. That's the general setup for it. I mean, she may have other guy friends, but she's not trying to seriously date them for whatever reason. That's the general setup. That's the general setup for the son-husband relationship. And it's mad crazy. And it's just a total detriment to not only the mom, but the child as well. And by the way, I'm not sure if any of y'all got kids or whatever, but if y'all got sons, I'm pretty sure y'all can attest to this kind of stuff. Any of y'all in the chat that is married, got sons or whatever, y'all can attest to this kind of stuff. If you're a mom, you don't want your son acting like your boyfriend. He's not a substitute companion. He's not a substitute for your husband. or a substitute mate or some BS like that. No, he is not that. He is your son, and you're to treat him as such. Okay, Aunt C says she has a 13-year-old son. Well, shout out to you. And that goes for you too, my girl. Your son is just that, your son. Well, you're married, I get that, but hey, I understand you're married, but so you already understand the dynamic, Angela. I don't have to tell you this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. For those people out there listening, your son is just that, your son, not your substitute mate. And like I said, you're married too, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I know you understand it, so yeah. But I'm gonna say it to other people so they can get the message. And look at this. Her son does not behave like that. Thank goodness. And she's married too. Shout out to you. But yeah, that could be a major detriment to a child's upbringing. And this and if baby boy doesn't tie into this, I remember watching a Kendra G video where she had this young boy, her son, was on the phone or whatever, talking to Kendra G, telling her everything that her mom wants in a man. This was about a year or so ago, but it just blows me when I think back to it. This 8-9-year-old child was on the phone, literally telling Kendra G, my mom needs a man that's going to take us out on trips, buy us this, give us that, give me a PS5, stuff like that. You know, the kind of stuff that most girls would ask from their fathers, would ask for in a man. That's exactly what the hell that boy sound like. That's the dynamic of a son husband right there. That's what you call being a son husband. That kind of stuff happens when single mothers raise their sons to be soft and feminine. They turn into that. And knowing that no girl is going to take them seriously, because who wants a feminized man? Nobody wants a feminized man. So what woman is going to gravitate to a guy thinking like that? Seriously, it's just not going to work. So yeah, single mothers with no boyfriends or husbands and their sons, the only man that they have is to set up for a son husband. Now, is it going to happen all the time? No, it does not have to always end that way. You can break the cycle by treating your son as just that, your son. And the same thing with the son. He's a single man, a grown up man in his 20s, maybe 30s, single, no kids, no girlfriend, no wife, no kids. And his mama is the only woman in his life. Yeah. It's no wonder people look at that and think kind of iffy, because it's like, wow, how are you single and yet your single parent is the closest thing to some companionship from the opposite sex that you can get. So that dynamic alone kind of sets the tone for what a son husband relationship is going to look like. Again, it may not always come out like that, but you have to consider the possibility of that happening, and it's very detrimental. Now let me show y'all this banner that I found. This, god damn, hopefully I put it up here. Here it is. Now I'm not sure if y'all can see this clearly, but shout out to Daphne Sutton, aka Celebread. And she like, comment, subscribe to her. She's the fucking FBI of YouTube. I wouldn't be surprised if she got her own crime drama reality TV show in the near future. But shout out to you, Daphne Sutton, for this, because this is ridiculous. She says these 2,000 moms sadden me. What kind of caption is that? Her son isn't a newborn, so why is she topless? That's a very good question. Why the fuck is this broad topless with her son in her arms? Really? That's just crazy. That is just crazy. Y'all see this? She goes on to say, he isn't your man, he is your son. If a man took a picture of this with his daughter, the sisterhood will be upset. Thoughts? Well, my thoughts are this. You're absolutely right. Shout out to you, Daphne Sutton, if you could hear me back there. Shout out to you for this picture, because this is exactly what the hell we're talking about. The son-husband relationships. It's a mess. And again, like she said, any of y'all grown men that's got daughters and y'all say some stuff like this about y'all daughters, the whole sisterhood would come down on y'all ready to form a lynch mob and come down after y'all. Now, I know that text is kind of hard to read, aside from what Daphne Sutton said, but from what I understand from this text right here, it says, the woman says, I asked God to send me a good man, and he gave me a baby boy. Who the fuck says that kind of shit? Seriously, who says that? So you're a lonely single woman. You want a man in your life, and you think having a son is going to be a substitute for that? Really? Are you effing serious? I'm not sure if y'all could read that in the comments, but that's basically what's saying. She asked the man upstairs to send her a good man, and he gave, and she claims that the man upstairs sent her a son that she's gonna love with all her heart. My God Almighty. Whew. And this is what prompted me to do this show in the first place. But this is just ridiculous. Again, if a father said this about his daughter, like, I asked God to send me a good woman, and I go out there get some chick pregnant, out comes my baby girl who's going to be my woman. First of all, I'm getting my ass whooped, and second of all, I should be locked up for that kind of bullshit, and so should this crazy woman. Seriously. Yeah, exactly, Fatal. It is crazy. What woman says this about her own son? And I know when I was younger, I used to hear people say that, oh, I wanted a girl, I want a child because I don't want to be by myself. I don't want to be alone in this world. Seriously, using your kids as last minute companionship is not going to help anything. Kids are a big responsibility. Kids come, you got to take care of the kids. You got to raise the kids, teach them life lessons, prepare them for the harsh realities of the real world. So yes, it's going to be quite something to raise them. Don't believe me? As Angela C. She said earlier, she has a 13-year-old son. So if my word ain't good enough, maybe she can tell you how tough it is to raise kids and how responsible you have to be. Because seriously, no woman has any business saying this about their son, especially if they're a child. And this kind of reminds me of that stupid stuff I used to see on social media, sometimes on Facebook. And let me know if y'all ever heard this before. Have y'all been on social media platforms and y'all see women posting stuff like, about to watch a movie, about to watch Netflix with my king? It's a picture of her preteen son. Have y'all seen that before? Because I've seen it so many times, it's just ridiculous. Again, let a man say that about his daughter. It'll cause an uproar. Let me know if y'all seen that stuff on social media before, because it's a mess. Okay, Angela C, so you've seen it before. What are your thoughts on that? It's a crime. It's a mess. My God. I mean, if anything, your son should be your prince, not your king, and your daughter should be the princess, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it is sick. I agree, Angela C. It is sick. I mean, looking back, looking back, it is sick and twisted. I don't know why I didn't think much of it before, but it is sick. It's very sick. No mother has any business doing their son like that. It's just mind-boggling. Okay, I have something else. And again, shout out to Celebrate Daphne Sutton, aka Celebrate, for this banner, because this is what prompted me to make this show in the first place. RB Fatal says it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's grooming. Exactly. It is grooming. And y'all wonder why these kids act the way they act as either teenagers or adults, because y'all single moms be grooming these damn kids, turn them into little sissies. Then you want to complain about the end result later. They say everything kids do start with the parents because they're our first teachers. So, hey, you got to put the blame on the parents for this kind of stuff. But, some parents will just say, well, my son, I did the best I could, or my son or daughter should have the common sense to know right from wrong without any formal teachings. Unfortunately, common sense is not so common. If common sense was gasoline, very few of us would have enough gas to drive a mile. That's just how common sense is not so common anymore. Nobody would have it. If common sense was oxygen, half the population would die from suffocation or asphyxiation, lack of oxygen to the brain, in other words. That's just how uncommon common sense is nowadays. So you can't just rely on that. You got to teach these kids this kind of shit, so you don't go through life with a goose's head. Okay, here's another banner. Here's an article. Ah, damn. Start from the beginning. Shit. Okay, I'm trying to find it. Okay, here it is. Okay, but I'm pretty sure y'all can read this. But hold on. Before I go any further, I think I'll go right on ahead and just drop the link for anybody that wants to come up here and speak their piece on everything I've said so far. So yeah, anybody back there listening, the link is right there. Feel free to come up and tell me what you think of this stuff. We're talking about son-husband and husband-son relationships. Well, we're going to start with the son-husband. So anybody want to come up, feel free to hit that link. Let's talk about this. But anyway, this article comes from Psychology Today. Story goes, when my parents divorced 30 years ago, damn, 1993, okay, my younger brother was the only one of us 5 kids yet to attend college. As the only child at home, my mother leaned on him heavily. And as so many lonely parents do, she turned him into a surrogate husband. Ain't that about some shit? Ain't that about some shit? So I guess this one brother of 5 kids is the only one that stayed home while everybody else went off to college, out of state or whatever, on campus. And now that's the closest thing to a man that she has, because she's a single mother, obviously. So now she's using him as a substitute husband, or in this case, a surrogate husband. My brother spent the following 3 decades of his life anticipating and meeting his mother's needs. He even went so far as to move next door to her so that he could be close enough for her call. Oh boy. But also have a sense of separation too. He had a wife and daughter who needed him at home after all. So this man was married with kids of his own, and yet he's still catering to his mama. Well, this is what happens when y'all create son husbands, when y'all don't want to let your kids grow up and go. They could start families of their own. Instead of you being a proud grandma, you still want this man to continue to be a proud son husband or surrogate husband. That's messed up. That's just totally messed up. Hold on. I'm not sure I put this stuff in the right order, but okay. This says, asking a child to play the role of an adult is a heavy burden. In many cases, trouble shared with children who don't have the coping skills or life experience to know how to deal with them leaves the child feeling hopeless and helpless. Rather than augmenting a child's self-esteem, the constant feeling of futility can lead to lower self-worth. Yep, that's a true fact. It's not only parents imposing a role on their children. Some children see what is needed, or at least what they think is needed, and offer to fill the vacuum. For every story about parents leaning too heavily on their child, there's one about a child who wants to be seen as the man of the house now, or dad's daycare. Dad's daycare. And that's another thing. If you single mothers are going to treat your sons like surrogate husbands, you better grant that man some kind of power in the household. Like he's the man of the house now. He's all the man you got. So you better grant him some kind of power in that household. If not, leave the shit alone. Oh, I already saw that part. Okay. Okay, damn. I'm trying to get this stuff right. This says how the surrogate spouse role impacts the child's adult relationships. It said this level of parent-child enmeshment, fosters unhealthy dependence. The child who is trained so well to anticipate the needs of his parents will, without awareness or intervention, carry out these traits into his adult relationships. So yeah, when he gets older, he's going to have that same mindset of anticipating his mother's every need, or if it's a daughter, her father's every need. Yeah. Well, whether it's a son or a daughter, if they're raised to anticipate their parents' every need, they're going to carry that into their adulthood. The doting daughter and later doting wife may suppress her own needs and not speak to her own truth in a marriage. This in turn leads to a toxic rage or an affair. Because she was trained not to ask for what she needed, it never occurred to her to do so. Meanwhile, she merely had to state what she needed, and her husband will respond positively. So basically, she's putting her husband's needs ahead of her own needs. That's basically what that article is saying. The daughter begins putting her husband's needs in front of her own need. That's how it can affect the son. I mean, the daughter. Now it says the doting son and later doting husband set himself up to be a doormat by pampering a partner who was happy to be in a one-sided relationship. So in other words, the son's gonna probably get with a woman he likes but doesn't like him, because he's so used to, pampering his mama, doing everything for him. Then when he gets around a woman his own age, now it's like, well, he's so used to anticipating his mama's needs. So now it's a matter of anticipating this woman's needs, even though she's not your goddamn mama. But this is what you instill in your kids when they grow older. So you have to watch out for that shit. Okay. It goes on to say people who suffer helplessness may excuse me. People who suffer from helplessness may become chronic under earners, and others with an overinflated need to please may unconsciously turn them into workaholics. Wow. So you're in such a need to please somebody that you'll be a workaholic. You'll do whatever it takes to please this other person, even at the expense of what you want. Okay. Basically, you're going to put your partner's needs ahead of your own needs because you've grown to anticipate what somebody else wants, even at the expense of what you want. That's basically what that message is saying. And R.B. Fatal said, Blueface the rapper's mother is a perfect example of this. And the women in his life. Okay, I don't know much about that Blueface situation, but from what I understand, Christine is just doing him dirty or whatever. I guess he has his girlfriend or whatever, baby mama is Christine. I don't know much about that crazy situation, so you gotta elaborate on that for me. I just know who's involved, but I don't know much about Blueface and his girlfriend, baby mama Christine or whatever. But yeah, if you want to come up and talk about this with me, the link is right there in the description. This is not going to be a long live because I have another show to get to. Again, Sweet Melody got a show in the next hour or so. Make sure you go over there and support her. But for those of y'all that are still here, feel free to come up on here and talk about this with me. Okay. Okay, I already saw that part. I'm just trying to make sure that I got all these articles. Okay, that's all the articles. Just want to make sure that just want to make sure I read through all of them. But y'all get the point. This is how unhealthy son-husband relationships are created. This is their outcome. So if you're a man raised to be a son husband, you're going to get into a relationship with a woman. It's going to probably be a one-sided relationship where you like her more than she likes you. She has little to no value for you whatsoever. Just going to use you as a doormat because you feel like, hey, I have to take care of my mama, so I'm going to do her the same way. Well, understand something. Your mama is not your girlfriend, and your girlfriend is not your mama. So you can't look at the two in the same exact light. That's just sad. Same thing with these old daddy's girls catering to their father. I mean, I'm all for fathers raising their daughters to be good little girls, to be good women. But come on, when you got a daddy's girl who caters to her father more so than catering to her father, being spoiled, guess what she's going to do? Anticipate that same treatment from every other guy that comes around her. And if he can't give her that, he's a no-go. Because she's so used to her father pampering her like a child, like she's a princess or something, that she expects that from every dude that she sees. So to y'all fathers out there, stop raising these daddy's girls as well. Just want to throw that in there because I see it on both ends. And it's probably just as bad, if not worse, than the doting daughter who anticipates her mom's every need or her father's every needs or whatever, like she's some sort of wife in the household, a substitute wife in the household or whatever. And now she's going to be doing that with the men she meet, cater more to them, even though she's not getting anything out of it. Either way you look at it, it's a detriment. It is a complete detriment. And that's the kind of stuff that we don't need in our society. We seriously don't need that kind of stuff in our society. You're supposed to raise your sons to be masculine and your daughters to be feminine. And they're just that. They're your kids. They're not substitute companions. It's bad enough you got parents out here, single parents today, that want to be friends with their kids. But in this case, we got parents out here that want to treat their kids as if they're substitute spouses. Well, in this case, a single mom treating her son as if he is a substitute husband. And nothing wrong with you taking care of your mama and doing things for her, but don't make your mama your whole damn world. One day she's going to pass away, and then who you going to be left with? I mean, God forbid that happens, but we all got to go at some point. But seriously, don't cater to your mom like that, and make sure she's not trying to turn you into a son husband. So yeah, this kind of stuff does not need to happen. And once again, this damn picture up here, for those of y'all that didn't see it, this picture just blew the living fuck out of me. It's bad enough you want to take a picture with you and your son while you're half naked, but you want to say this boy is God's answer to your loneliness? Seriously? It's almost as bad as these women going to church praying for a good man, but then they don't get the man that they want, now they're disappointed. And another thing, as a Christian man with a bit of a mouth on me, please leave the Lord's name out of your BS, okay? If you're going to do some BS like this, leave the Lord's name out of it, okay? Leave God out of it, because you don't need to be using his name in vain like that. No. This is the kind of person God said I should be with, but they're toxic as hell. I need to be with somebody, so God gave me a child. Leave the Lord out of it. You're going to make bad decisions. Leave the Lord out of it. Please do. Ugh. But yeah, this is a lot to tackle. And once again, the link is in my description. Anybody want to come up and talk about this with me? Son-husband and husband-son relationships. We covered the son-husband, and we covered the son-husband aspect. Now, the husband-son, on the other hand, is basically a husband that the mom talks to as if that's her own son. No respect for him, no regard for him. I guess he wasn't raised to have a backbone when it comes to dealing with certain women. Yeah. So now this woman is treating him like as if he's her son. And believe it or not, you got cases like that where the husband is so goddamn incompetent that excuse my language, so damn incompetent that, hey, he can't do anything right, and the mom got to basically take care of him. Fellas, don't put yourself in those kind of positions. Learn to stand on your own before you can help somebody else stand up. If you can't stand on your own, you're not in a position to help somebody else stand up. Bottom line. Angela C said they put God in everything. Exactly. That's my point. That's why I say you got to make reckless decisions in your life or whatever. Leave God out of it. Don't say this is what this is what the man upstairs has in store for me. Yes, he got a plan for everybody. But when does that plan entail turning your kids into substitute spouses? What does that plan entail? Men marrying 304s for the streets? Where does that plan entail? You getting with a Pookie and Ray Ray that's got kids all over the damn place? Where in God's plan does it say that? Think of it as a test. That's the man upstairs testing you to see where your mind is. But yeah, the link is in the description for anybody that wants to come up and talk about this with me. Now, you know what time of the Now, this is where I get into some of the videos. I talk more about this topic. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. All right, now before I get into this video and put this message out once again,
Like, comment, and subscribe because it's just what the doctor prescribed.
all right, here we go. Now let's see here. Okay, shout out to, what is this? It's Rio Rob. Okay, this video is called Black Mothers Raise Their Sons to Be Their Husbands, Narcissistic Abuse. Okay, let's see what he has to say on this. Well, hold on. Let me go crank up the volume just a wee bit so y'all can hear it. Crank this volume up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, fair use, fair use.
What's up, YouTube? It's Real Rob. Boy, back with another video. Today's topic is how black mothers raise their sons to be their husband. Let me say that one more time. How black mothers raise their sons to be their husbands.
Yep, it's a real thing, believe it or not.
See, growing up with an abusive mother as a child and throughout my teenage years, I always knew something was off, but I couldn't grasp it. I couldn't grasp it because I was suffering, I was hurting, and I was also uneducated about the situation. I was uneducated about narcissism. Typical children, typical teenager, we was uneducated. We didn't know nothing about what was going on until we got older. So it's understandable.
Well, that's part of the process of growing up, basically. That's all part of the process of growing up. You live and you learn, like they always say, but fair use.
It's understandable. See, as I got older, as I started to find out who I was as an individual, as I started to become wiser, as I started to become more independent and in control of my life, things got worse between me and my mom. Things got way worse.
Oh, do tell.
Things got worse because I was becoming something. I am something that she could never keep and something that she could never have. And that was a real man.
Wow.
As I started to become a man, in my own right, things got worse. Things took a turn for the worse. See, narcissistic mothers, they hate when their sons become a man in their own right. Because once a boy becomes a man, nobody can control a man. Nobody. And see,
that's a true fact. When you're growing up, you basically got to go out into this old crazy world and have to make your own decisions. That's basically how that works. When you're a grown adult, you got to go into this world and make your own decisions. So yeah, you got to learn to let go. Oh, shout out to Scented Cole, the cynical one. Scented Cole, unpredictable, always at your pentacle. That's what I'm talking about. You overslept. How did you oversleep? Well, I don't know where you live at, Cynical, but where I'm at is 7:22 at night. So, but I'm glad you're here. You give your shout outs. Give your shout out, Angela C. Yeah. So yeah, right now I got my top 2 supporters, Angela C. and the cynical one in the building. Glad both of y'all could make it. Oh, you took a nap. Okay. Yeah. Well, you know what that means, cynical. Your ass gonna be up all damn night now. That's how it be with me. When I take a nap during the day, I wake up around 7, 8 o'clock at night. Guess what? I'll go back to bed like around 2 in the morning. But anyways, I digress. Yeah. But anyways, I digress. Nice to see you, cynical one. Fair use, fair use.
When you become a man, when you teach yourself how to become a man without having a father
Yeah, he said teach himself to become a man. I had to go through that more or less because my father died 33 years ago. So I had to teach myself more or less how to be a man or learn from other positive reinforcement, other sources of positive reinforcement. So yeah, I kind of feel where he's coming from on that, because let's face it, not all of us had a father around to teach us these things. Some of us are lucky to even have one parent around, so it's sad. But anyways, fair use. Oh, damn, fair use.
A household without having that father figure to guide you and shape you and mold you into a man, when you have to teach yourself these things on your own, your mother, the narcissistic mother, is going to catch on to that. She's going to start to see how you progressing in life. She's going to start to see how you becoming independent. She's going to start to see characteristics and traits inside of you as a man that she never seen in nobody else, because she could not get a real man. So once she see that you are becoming something other than what she wants you to become, things get worse. See, as you become a man, your mother becomes, it makes her feel belittled by it. It makes her feel belittled.
Now ask yourself this question: what parent will feel belittled by their kid's son or daughter growing up? Or in this case, what mother will feel belittled by her son becoming a man? Isn't that what y'all parents thrive for? What our parents, aka grandparents, thrive for? Our ancestors thrive for the future generation to grow up and be independent, hardworking, sensible people. So why would you feel belittled by that? I tell you, some people, and this is why I say some people don't need to be having kids. Shout out to your single moms that are doing it right. I'm not throwing shades at anybody that's a single mother, but this stuff needs to be called out. We've been calling this stuff out for years. I guess I'm one of many calling it out. So yeah, let's get back into this. Fair use.
Because if the mother is single, which 85% of black women in today's society, not black women, but black mothers are single, 85%.
And that's a pretty big damn number if you ask me.
85%. It's an 85% single black mother rate in today's society. And please forgive me if I'm wrong, but I've done the research and comes to find out 85%.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? Because of that, see, and once you become a man, once your mother sees that you are becoming a man, she's going to see this, because she's going to eventually have to come to the terms that you're going to set out on your own. You're going to leave the nest. You're going to leave the house because you became a man of morals. You became a man of great principle. You became a man of great integrity. See, when your mother, narcissistic mother, sees you become a man, she cannot stand it. She will not stand it. She's going to hate it. She's going to become severely jealous of it.
And again, it begs the question, what parent gets jealous of their child's success? Is it because they never had any success with that? What's the deal with that anyway? Any mother that's jealous of their son going out into the world, are they mad because they never got a chance to do that? Well, one thing I can say is you should have thought about that before you decided to have a kid at 15, 16 years old, or however old you was when you had your son or whatever. You should have thought about that before you had your son at whatever age you was at that time. Because when you have a kid, you can't go out into this old crazy world like that. When you're busy raising a child, you don't have that kind of time on your hands anymore. You have to just come to terms with that. That's why I believe in families coming together, because trying to be a single parent, you're still going to want your freedom. You still want to go out there and meet other people of the opposite sex. So it kind of puts a damper on all that. And granted, I've hung out with single mothers in the past. Most of them weren't bad people, but I didn't want a relationship with them for obvious reasons. First of all, I'm not taking care of nobody else's kids. And second of all, I'm not about to be wasting my time with somebody else's kids, knowing I don't have kids of my own. So no, I'm just not going to do that. So yeah, you got to think about stuff like that. Just because as a single mother, you never had a chance to go out into this world and explore because you're busy taking care of a child or going through your 9-month pregnancy states or whatever, you can't be mad at your son for going into the world knowing he learned from your mistakes inside not to go out here pumping and dumping random females. Just because your son grew up and learned from your mistake, that doesn't mean you got to shame him for it. And I have reason to believe a lot of these son husbands, that's what they go out there and do. Some of them will go out there and be reckless with their seeds. Some of them will, but they weren't taught right by a responsible father figure. There are always exceptions, but exceptions don't change the damn rules. Cynical ones said they're angry and bitter. They're bitter and empty. Exactly. They're bitter and empty. Bitter that their sons are going out into the world and not catering to them anymore. And they're going to feel empty because they have no companionship. Exactly. Let's continue. Fair use.
Because you want to know why? Your mother knows one thing.
And what's that?
And that one thing is, just like every man left her, just like the father left her, the son is eventually going to leave her.
Wow. Now that's deep shit right there. That's deep right there.
God damn it. You can't make this shit up.
You really can't. You really, really can't. And a lot of people doing shows tonight. What the fuck is going on here? A lot of y'all doing shows tonight from what I'm noticing. Damn. Oh my God. But anyways, he's onto something right there. Because y'all single mothers know that at some point y'all son's gonna grow up and leave y'all. And in y'all minds, it's like, well, you gonna up and leave me just like your father did? Well, first of all, your baby daddy probably left you because you were toxic and he couldn't tolerate your happy ass, and vice versa, maybe, or vice versa. And second of all, you can't compare that to a man, a boy growing into a man and going out into the world trying to be his own person. The two are not the same damn thing. Bottom line. But anyways, fair use.
And narcissistic parents fear that. Narcissistic mothers, they fear abandonment because you are their supply.
You already got.
So if you can no longer supply them, you take your power back, and that leaves them broken.
And that's something I never liked when it came to family dynamic, the old power dynamic that goes in there. I gotta take my power away from you. I gotta get away from my moms. I can take the power away. Get away from my parents. I can take the power to control me away from them. I don't like that old power dynamic stuff. Really, it's really crazy. Okay, Cynical one said Wednesday prime time. Wednesday prime time, she says. What you mean, Cynical one? Because I said a lot of people going live tonight, including myself. Yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, Sweet Melanie, or AKA Melanie Amber, whatever you want to call her, she's got a show going on in the next 30 minutes or so. So y'all want to go over there and support my homegirl after this show, feel free to do so. Gotta help the people out. I mean, she and Swag inspired me to start doing this in the first place, so why not give them my support, like I said earlier? But anyways, fair use.
So in order to keep the supply from escaping, they have to manipulate. And they have to distort the bond that y'all have, because narcissistic, we never had a bond with our parents to begin with. The narcissistic abuse victims never had a bond with their parents. Never.
And that's a good and that's a good point. People who act narcissistic and disrespectful never had a healthy childhood to begin with. They never had a bond with their parents. They were always in and out of trouble. So yeah, they didn't have a good home life. They didn't have a good home life or a life outside the house. And now they thought their sons are going to rob them of that, their life inside the house. So of course they're going to feel some way about it. Now, let me make this clear. This does not apply to all of y'all single mothers out there, but this is for the majority of y'all out there. So if you're doing this, if you're guilty of this kind of behavior, please stop. Stop now while the child is still young and still trying to learn about himself and the world. Please stop this bullshit. If you're guilty of this kind of stuff as a single mother, please give it a rest already. Your son is not your freaking husband. He is your son, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. He's not your companion. Let him go when it's time for him to let him go. But fair use, fair use.
They never had a bond with their parents to begin with. But anyway, back to my story. See, as I started.
Okay, hold on. Cynical one said people using the son in place of a husband. Super unhealthy. Exactly. It is unhealthy. Exactly. Yes, it is unhealthy. You're a single mother with no boyfriend or husband, and your son's the closest thing to a man that you have. That's a setup for a son husband kind of relationship. It may not happen all the time, but yeah, it can happen. A prime example was Baby Boy with Jody and his mother, kind of like a son husband relationship. And another movie is what's that movie with Adam Sandler, Waterboy? Any of y'all remember the movie Waterboy with Adam Sandler and Kathy Bates? Yeah, Adam Sandler and Kathy Bates were the mother-son duo, and Kathy Bates treated Adam Sandler's character, Bobby Boucher, like he was a son husband, because Adam Sandler's character Bobby fell in love with a beautiful lady on campus while playing for the football team or whatever. And there was a scene where she responded with, "No, nobody's going to take my son away from me. No woman's ever good enough for my son." I'm pretty sure in y'all real lives, y'all heard women say stuff like that. No one's going to take my little boy away from me. No woman's good enough for my son. That's exactly what she did. That's basically what she did in that movie. So yeah, Waterboy is a prime example of a son-husband dynamic. I mean, it all ended well when he married. Well, I don't want to. Well, spoiler alert for those that didn't see it. He marries his high school sweetheart. His mom lets him go, and the deadbeat dad comes back into the picture. But that's something else altogether. And we can see clearly why he was such a deadbeat at the just before the credits roll. Don't believe me? Go check it out. But yeah, that's a prime example of an unhealthy son-husband relationship. The movie on Waterboy. Let's get back into this. Fair use.
Getting older, as I started to grow, I noticed that my mom didn't talk to me as if I was her son.
What? Okay, then how did she talk to you then? How did she talk to you?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
Yeah, fair use.
I noticed that she started to talk to me as if I was her husband, like
Really?
as if I was her man or something.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
You really can't.
And I know this might sound weird, but it's true. It's the fucking truth. And what I mean by this is she would engage in me as if I was her husband. Meaning she would get me to do things at a young age that a man should have been doing, as if she would give me these ultimatums and these commandments as if I was her husband. I'm gonna get
Okay, be more specific, because I have some understanding what a husband was to do for the wife, but be more specific about that, would you?
so y'all don't know what I mean by husband further in the video. She would expect me to do things that a father in a house should have been done. Should have been doing, at a young age, meaning forcing me to cook food for everybody in the house, forcing me to pay her bills, and forcing me to take care of other people's children.
Ain't that about some shit? Other people's children. Now, it is not known if he has any siblings or not, but I've seen situations where a single mother with multiple kids expects the oldest child to take care of the younger kids. I've seen that, so and it leaves them no room to have a social life. So that happens too. I'm not sure this is this young buck situation, but that's kind of what it sounds like. He may have siblings younger than himself that he got to look after for the sake of his mother. But yeah, that is crazy. You treating your son as if he's your husband. That's bullshit. No. This is why I tell women, be responsible with your goddamn womb. Because when it becomes overwhelming for you, your son grows up and now you're gonna lean on him for every damn thing. But anyways, fair use.
I don't even have children. If one sibling had problems, I was going through something, she would call me and tell me to go talk to him as if I was the father figure in the house. What do you mean go talk to him?
Okay, so he does have siblings. Okay. As if you're he does have siblings. Okay. As if he's the father of the household or something. Seriously. Trying to turn the older brother into some sort of father figure. Man, oh man, trying to turn the older brother or the older sister into some sort of disciplinary of the household next to the mother. God damn. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you can't put them in check. If you have younger siblings, you can put them in check if you want to. But remember, you are the sibling. Y'all damn near equal terms in the eyes. Y'all damn near equals. Even though one is older, the other is younger. In the eyes of the parents, one is equal. Y'all both equal to each other. I believe Angela C says she has 2 kids. Even if one is Angela C, you say you have 2 kids, right? Well, even though one is older than the other one, in your eyes, you and your husband's eyes, they're equals. One is not to discipline the other for acting up food. That's where you and your husband come in, right? That's where you and your husband come in. You're still a discipline. The older sibling is there to act as some sort of kind of an authority figure, but not so much, but not so much in a role that a father or a husband would take on. Yes, exactly. That's my point. Thank you for clarifying that, Angela C. Even though you may, yes, and she says she has 2 kids. One may be older than the other one, but in her eyes and her husband's eyes, they're equals to each other. You're not going to tell your son, I don't know if you have an older son or older daughter. I don't know who's older between the 2 kids, but hey, you don't tell the older one to go talk to the younger one as if he's some sort of disciplinary in the household. You just can't do that. That's where your husband comes in. That's where you and your husband come in. So you can't put kids in them kind of positions. Well, thankfully for me, I was the only child. I got 2 half brothers that I barely get to see. One is older, one is younger. But for the most part, I've been the only child. So I never had to experience that for myself. I'm always in the middle when it comes to my family dynamic. I'm either the oldest or the youngest or just in the middle, or I'm in the middle. But for the most part, I'm in the middle. So I barely have that problem. I'll talk to my younger cousins if they need something, or play fight with them, pick on them if they're ever feeling lonely. They can always come talk to their big cousin or their middle cousin or whatever. But it's not my job to discipline them as if I'm their father. I don't want to go down that damn path, because in the eyes of our parents, we're all equals. And so I just wanted to get that out there. But thanks for clarifying that, Angela C. You have 2 kids and you and your husband do the discipline. Makes perfect sense to me. Anyways, fair use.
I'm not the father. They need to talk to their father. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck you doing to me.
Right.
Anyway, she will constantly seek unwanted attention from me. She will constantly seek unwanted attention from me.
Define unwanted attention, please. Could you please define what you mean by, hold on a minute. Seneca once said, I was a twin. My mom never saw a son as an alternative to a man. Well, Seneca, shout out to you for that one. Shout out to you and your mom for that one. Your twin brother or twin sister, which is it? You said you were always a twin brother, twin sister, or whatever the case may be. I'm assuming twin brother, because you said son, never saw a son as an alternate man, but okay. Shout out to your mom for that one. That's good for her. But anyways, fair use.
Meaning she would do things when I'm minding my business. Like when I'm in my own zone, when I'm shutting everybody out, she would do little things in order to get my attention.
Like what?
If she bought some new clothes, she would force herself to be in my peripheral vision, meaning she would force herself to be in my view to where I can notice her.
Now, who the fuck does that to their son? Seriously? So you buy a nice, sexy outfit and you need your son's validation. Really? Okay, an opinion is okay. Like, do you like, how do I, like, if your mom asks you how you look in this dress and you say, looks nice, that's one thing. But to be flaunting in front of your son like you're trying to seduce him, that's creepy as all fucking hell. Believe that. That's unacceptable behavior. But anyways, fair use.
I'm wanting attention. If she got her hair done, she would come by me and just try to force me to look at her, meaning she would do say stuff. She would act a certain way just so she can get that attention. so she can get that acceptance, that validation.
That's crazy. Who the fuck does that? Why would your mom be trying to get your attention in that unhealthy manner? Again, asking your opinion about her hair, her clothes is get your son's attention in that unhealthy manner. That's a fucking problem, honestly. It is. And by the way, shout out to you, Sweet Melody. Love what you're telling me. The way you kill it, it's a felony. Yeah, I put your channel in my chat, but feel free to drop your new channel. I couldn't find your new channel, but feel free to put it in there, put it down there so people will know about it. I know you're going live in the next couple of minutes or so, but I'm sorry, Melly. I'm not finna reschedule my show just so I can catch you in swag later on. I'm sorry. I'll catch y'all at around 9:30 or something. I'm not trying to reschedule my own panel for y'all, okay? Nothing personal, but I got my own show to run, okay? Yes, salute to you, Melanie, from Angela C. Glad you could be here to watch your boy. And Melanie, if you want to come up here, the link is in the description. Let's talk about this. If you want to come up here, Sweet Melody, and talk about this with me, feel free to do so. The topic is son husbands. We're talking about son husbands and, well, in this case, son-husband relationships and how they're unhealthy for a child's well-being. Feel free to come up and talk about this before you go live on your own show, which in my time is like 15 minutes from now, but we got time. I'll make time for you to the best way I can, just like you make time for me. But until you make up your mind, let's continue. Fair use?
She act like a little girl trying to impress a boy.
Seriously?
At school. And I'm like 17, 18 at this point. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. You don't got no man. Who and what is you doing this for?
Exactly. Now, it's possible she's trying to impress a man that she may have met. It's possible, but he has yet to confirm that. And based on what he's telling us, because this is all we got to go on, what he's telling us, she ain't got a man. So why is she doing all this extra shit? Ain't nothing wrong with you looking good for your goddamn self. But why you need your son's inappropriate validation just to verify your beauty? Why? Again, imagine if a grown-ass man did this with his daughter. Y'all be ready to decapitate that man off with his head. Everybody coming for him. So why is it appropriate for women to do this to their sons? I will never understand it. And yep, as the Godfather accountability always said.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
Let's continue. Fair use.
Because you don't have no man. You go up and down. You swear up and down that you don't need no man. You happy without no man. But this my thing. You acting like a woman. You acting like a girl that's in search of a man.
Right. That's
what I'm trying to figure out. It wasn't till later on in life that I figured out how she viewed me. It wasn't after. It was after the gaslighting, the blame shifting, and the projection. She would say things like, oh, I wasn't going to be nothing in life. I was going to be nothing. I was going to be just like my father. He wasn't nothing in life.
Which begs the question, why the fuck did she choose his happy ass if he wasn't going to be anything? Seriously. Why do y'all choose these men to have kids by? Y'all know they ain't about anything. I'll never understand it to the life of me. But my God. When y'all have kids by these old reckless men, you end up raising a bunch of reckless kids, possibly. This young buck right here look like he's turning out okay from what he's telling us, but his mom is acting as a hindrance to him, trying to treat him like he's her husband. It's just not gonna work that way. We don't need to be doing this kind of shit. It's sickening. It's unhealthy. But anyways, fair use.
Would tell me these things. She would tell me to be the man of the household, which is manipulation. What do you mean be a man of the household? What do you mean by be the man of the household? That is not my job to be the man of a household. If I'm your son, why are you talking to me as if I'm your husband? You don't, as if I'm your husband. You don't tell your son, be the man of the household.
And yeah, that is nothing new, honestly. I'm sorry to tell you, kid, but that's seriously nothing new. It's now, we've seen situations where these single moms want their sons to be the men of the household. It's more than one, be the men of the household. That is not healthy at all. Seriously. He's still a kid. He should go to school, get good grades, take up sports, anything to improve his mind, body, and spirit, meet a beautiful girl, probably get married himself. Why the holy mother of fuck should he be worried about taking care of your goddamn household when that's supposed to be your job? Or better yet, you and the baby daddy's job. I hate to use that word, but it needs to be said. I mean, I understand kids need to learn some discipline, need to learn how to take care of a household when they get their own place. But that's not in the same light as you telling your son to be the man of your household, the household that you're supposed to be paying the bills for and running with an iron fist. It's not the same damn thing. That's the bottom line. Anyways, fair use.
At a young age, at 8 years old, 12 years old, 15 years old, what do you mean be the man of the household? I'm still trying to become a man myself.
Exactly. He's not to the point where he looks like he's in his early to mid 20s or something. So he's not quite at the age where he can take care of his own household. So why the fuck is his mama going to put that on him to take care of her household? Really? And I understand that there are some 20-something-year-olds that live by themselves. Okay, I'm not knocking y'all for that, but still. I had a best friend that moved out at 21 years old, but he was back and forth in between apartments or whatever. He got stable by age 28 or something. But yeah, that kind of stuff happens because when you're in your 20s, you're coming out of that high school like mindset or whatever. You're coming out of that superficial kick mindset and taking over of a mental mindset because it's time because you're not playing with kid gloves anymore. So even college is a learning experience. Even college is a developmental state. So don't think you know it all. Don't think just because you're in your early mid 20s that you got it all figured out. I didn't have shit figured out until I was at least post college. Yes, I had a whole new outtake on life. Don't get me wrong, but come on, you can't put all that. You can't take a 20-something-year-old young man that's still trying to learn his way through life, get his education on, and try to be something, take care to be the head of his mama's household. It ain't gonna work like that. And like she's gonna grab that power in the first place. But anyway, cynical one said, I understand why women want to wait a while before bringing a man to meet their kids or kids. But my previous point stands. Yes, I understand that perfectly. If you're a single mother, you can't bring anybody around your kids. It just don't. Nuh-uh. You got to be careful who you invite your kids around. There's a lot of sick fuckers out here, I tell you. But anyways, fair use. And by the way, anybody want to come up? The link is in the description below. I mean, in the comments. Anybody want to come up and talk about this with me? Feel free to do so. Angela, Melanie, if y'all back there, feel free to hit that link and come up and talk about this with me. All right, fair use.
What do you want from me? That makes no sense.
Like Tyree, what more do you want from me?
That is manipulation at its finest. She would also say things like, how I remind her of my father. And she would also reminisce about the good times that her and my father used to have. Mm-hmm. But she always, and to this day, has a deep hatred for my father. To this day.
And there you go. A lot of these women raising these son husbands hate the father for whatever reason. And they're taking it out on their sons. That's why they want their sons to be a substitute. You hate the baby daddy, and now you want to take it out on your son by turning him into somebody that you know no other female is going to want. You want him to be your woman. Be your man. It's sad. Sad, but true. Fair use.
She talk about him. My father not even with her, but she still talk down on my father. She still talk shit about him. She still talk shit about me also. I don't care. So after experiencing these things and hearing this and hearing her nasty lies about me and my father, and hearing her talk about us and how she view me, I realized that mothers hate their sons because of the men that they chose in the past.
Exactly. And now they're taking it out on their own children, as I said earlier. Ugh, man, oh man, fair use.
Meaning your mother hates you because you resemble your father. And every day she looks at you, you remind her.
By the way, Cynical, what is the deepest story? If I'm saying that right, the Oedipus story. I've heard of it, but I don't know what it's about. Please elaborate on that for me, but fair use.
Of the man that she could not keep, or the man that she could not get. And because they can never rekindle the relationship with the father, which they already developed this cycle of obsession with the father anyway. Like they're literally obsessed with people who no longer wants to be involved with them. Meaning your mother is still gonna be obsessed about your father, no matter what. Meaning if she talk good about him, she's obsessed. If she's talking bad about him, she's still obsessed. The narcissistic mothers have an obsession with their supply. They're obsessed.
Meaning they just can't let go. Yep.
Knowing that they was the cause of the father leaving in the first place.
Exactly. And all of y'all talking about, oh, these men just left because they were just unreliable. Yes, there are some deadbeat dads that just don't want to step up and be responsible men. Don't get me wrong. But you're not finna sit up here and tell me that all these single mothers are out here because the men refuse to step up. In some cases, the mom be driving the man away. In some cases, these single mothers are the reasons why the father left. And hell, for all we know, he's probably no better than the woman. I mean, you can't put two irresponsible people in one room and expect them to procreate, have a child, and get positive results. Because yeah, in some cases, yes. Sometimes the father is no more toxic than the woman is no less toxic than the woman is, than the mom is. The man is often no better than the woman. I've had women tell me about their little toxic relationships that they've been in the past, where they abuse each other, talk shit to each other, whatever the case may be. And I've noticed that a lot of times the man and the woman are equally responsible for the downfall of their relationship. They're just too toxic for each other. And a cynical one said, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but Oedipus Rex. But y'all with these names, these Greek names. Sophocles is a Greek tragedy about a man who unknowingly fulfilled the prophecy of killing his father deleting his father and marrying his mother. What kind of mess is that? So he deletes his own father and marries his own mother? His own mother? That's sick. Oh my God. But nowadays, the father leaves the family for whatever reason, and now the mom wants the son to marry her. Oof. Oh man. And I don't know how he did that unknowingly, but okay. He said, I have to copy that from Google. Okay. Good to know. That's some sick shit right there. But anyways, fair use.
They was the reason the father left. So guess what? If they couldn't keep the father, they're going to develop that same grossly obsession with their sons, raising and manipulating the sons, ripping them of their masculine energy so that the son can replace the man that she lost. Let's be real. Our mothers didn't care about us. They only cared about themselves. Because sometimes mothers are evil creatures.
Yeah, they can be.
Who take no accountability for their own actions.
Correct.
Your mother wasn't raising you to be her son. She was conditioning you to be her husband. Stay blessed.
Well, that's the video. That's sad. You know, it's disappointing to hear stuff like this, but at the same time, I'm grateful because he at least caught on to the bullshit and learned of it. He at least learned of it. So yeah, big ups to this young buck for at least understanding and learning from his mother's mistakes and learning what the hell was going on. Because this kind of stuff here is just total madness. Like he said, you got some women out here that want to condition their sons to be their husbands because of the man that they failed to keep, or to compensate for the fact that they had a kid by a dusty bum that was not worth a damn outside of a sexual fling, and the baby, in this case the son, was the end result of that. That's what they're trying to make up for. They now they're just looking for a man to just come in there and save them from save them from themselves. You know what I call that?
Emotional damage.
Yep. That's exactly what that is. But man, it's crazy. All right. But nobody's come up yet, but that's okay. We're going to keep this show going. Okay, see, Melanie said, okay, cool. Like I said, Melanie, I'm not finna reschedule my live just because you rescheduled yours. If you had did this shit last night, that would have been better because I was totally free to hop on the panel all throughout the whole session. No whack-a-mole shit, possibly. Ain't gonna be no whack-a-mole shit tonight either, but I'm just saying. It would have been better if you had did this last night. Because again, I'm not finna reschedule my own show just so I can hop on your show. Angela said, this dude deserves to get monetized. Who, you mean me or the guy that was in the last video? Real Rob, whatever he calls himself. Oh, Seneca wants to say you can pop up after your stream. Well, I will do that, but I don't know how long my stream gonna go home. That's the thing. I try to go no more than 3 hours, but who knows? Like, who knows how long this stream gonna go on? So I say around 9:30 or something like that. I should be able to hop on Sweet Melody's panel. I'm not missing her show for anything. Yeah. I see you, Cynical One. My bad. You're talking about me. I should be monetized. Well, first of all, with all the stuff I put out here, I doubt I'm gonna get. First of all, I ain't got enough subscribers to be monetized, and second of all, with all the cursing and foul language I put up there, then they're not gonna monetize my happy ass. I can already tell you that right now. And finally, I'm not doing this for no damn money. I'm doing this for the entertainment and the educational purposes. I don't care about the money. It's about it's about the fun and the education, and it's about the thrills, the fun, and the enlightenment you get from what I'm saying and what we're talking about. That's what it is for me. But I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. But like I said, Cynical, I'm not doing this for money. Money's not quite what I'm doing. Again, I don't have enough subscribers, but with my potty mouth and some of my copyright content, they're not gonna monetize me anyway. So I'm not in this for no money. But yeah, I'll slide by Sweet Melody after my stream is over with in the next hour and a half or so. There's a lot to show y'all. Before we get into our next video, I'm gonna go right ahead and drop the link one more time for anybody that wants to come up here. She said that's a nice way to look at it. Look at what exactly, but okay. Okay. Give me a minute here, folks. Okay, link is in the comments for anybody that wants to come up. Now, before I get into my next video, let me put this message out here one more time.
Like, comment, and subscribe, because it's just what the doctor prescribed.
And we're back. All right. This next video is by Dr. T. Hanson Johnson with a T. Hanson Johnson. And this is called Son Husband versus Husband Son. Kind of like what I'm talking about right now. So let's see these videos and see how the son husband dynamic plays out and how the husband son dynamic plays out as well. And by the way, this may look a little familiar to some of you people. So yeah, quote me if you've seen this video already at some point on some other YouTube panel. But anyways, fair use, fair use.
I'm gonna see if you gonna tell him. He's coming in right now. And then when he ain't going nowhere, that's my son. That's my only son.
She said he ain't going nowhere. That's our only son. And what the fuck you mean? Fuck you mean? Gotta go at some point, right? But anyways, fair use.
Point he got to go. Never no time. Never no time.
And by the way, if I remember correctly, this guy here is a stepdaddy. Word to the wise, don't ever try to be a stepdaddy. This is why you shouldn't take up the stepdaddy role, especially to a belligerent female with a belligerent single mother. No, I recommend you don't do it. But anyways, fair use.
Never no time.
Well, sounds great.
No, you tell me. We're talking about you grown and you gotta go somewhere. I told him you always tell you ain't going no damn where. You go when you get ready.
Man, I just feel at some point you need to make your own way. That's what I be want to walk through the house naked sometime, and there you go. So I mean, what?
No, if anything, you can go, not him. How about that? How about that?
You don't tell me where I can go.
But the thing is, like, why do I gotta, this is my mama's house? Like, why do I gotta leave my mama's house?
Period.
Man,
Okay, who the fuck asked that question? Seriously. Why I gotta leave my mama's house? Nigga, don't you want to be on your own? Don't you want to be the king of your own castle? Don't you want to be the head honcho of your own household instead of your mama telling you what the fuck you need to do? Because y'all say y'all not real men until you get your own place and get away from your parents. As much as y'all emphasize that, as much as y'all ladies say, oh, men living at home with their parents is just a turnoff, I can imagine why a man would say, we even ask the question or even ponder why he wouldn't get out of his mama's house. I get it. It can be kind of a scary experience at first, but you will get used to the independence over time. Seriously. So this kid act like he doesn't even want to leave his mama's house. Oh God, he's worse than Jody from Baby Boy. But let's see how this ends. How this goes. Fair use.
Damn near 40 years old. Damn near it's time to go. I mean, at what point?
I'm 29 now.
What?
Yeah, you're 29 years old. You're knocking on 30. You should move out at some point, or at the very least, try to get your own place. Try.
That's critically 10
But you know what? When I met you, you was living with your mama.
Man, please.
You was living with your
Come on,
you was
man.
living with your mama. Now you gonna tell me.
Years old.
Now you gonna tell me because he's 29.
How you gonna compare them situations? This man was 22 living at home with his mama. And when you first met him, you accepted that you accepted the living situation. Your son is damn near knocking on 30 years old. And he don't want to leave his mama's house. At least this guy wanted to leave his mama's house. Your son doesn't want to leave you alone for shit. Big difference there. But anyways, fair use.
I ain't getting up. I'm not getting up. I'm
Man,
not
he
going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah,
Well, you ain't gotta go nowhere.
You know what, damn it, I ain't gonna pay no bills either then, damn it. Now, how you feel about that? You don't want me to go, I won't pay the bills.
You gonna continue to pay the bills.
Well, you don't pay the bills, how the fuck y'all gonna eat? Look what you got yourself into, sir. Look what you got yourself into.
It's over, man. It's too much. See, we arguing and stuff about stuff.
No, at the end of the day, all you gotta do is tell me to help. I ain't saying nothing. Like,
man, you grown ass man. You supposed to know man, garbage over field. You supposed to know to take that outside. Come on, man. I don't have to tell you all this stuff, man.
The thing is, I'm barely here, so I'm barely making garbage. So when I got to the garbage shop, I'm barely here. I'm barely here, barely making garbage, barely making dishes. Like, why do I believe that?
She gonna always make excuses for you, man.
Right, you don't even be.
Exactly. And that's not good either. Y'all cannot be making excuses for y'all kids. Let these young boys especially own up to their own fuckery and fix themselves. I mean, shit, nobody made excuses for me when I fucked up. So why the hell should I give that mercy to somebody else? This young buck's mom is making every excuse for him in the book. And she's just eating it all up. Why? So this 29-year-old young man really has no incentive to get out of his mama's house because no one's holding him accountable for the fact that he needs to get out of there. The stepdaddy here doing the best he can to hold him accountable and tell him you need to go get your own place. But the mama's like, no, don't tell my son what to do. And this is why I tell men, you can't stop trying to be stepdaddies. Which reminds me, I think I'll cover that on my next show, stepdaddies. I'll talk about why it's not a good thing to be. And second one said, touche. Okay, touche. Okay, good to know that. Oh boy. But yeah, this is just crazy. He has no real incentive to get out of his mama's house because she's just pampering him. You start pampering your kids, there's no incentive for them to grow up and do better. But anyways, fair use.
Yeah, so what is you talking about? He don't be here like that. He come here, he sleeps, and then he on business the rest of the day.
When he's here,
he comes here, he sleeps, and does what now?
He don't even be here. So what is you talking about? He don't be here like that. He come here, he sleeps, and then he on business the rest of the day.
When he's here,
You're on a business round. What kind of business round are we talking about? Does he have a legit 9-to-5 job while he's talking all this bullshit? Is he at least contributing to the bills or doing something manly and helping his stepfather out? If he's not, then what the fuck we talking about here? Yeah.
He needs to help out. He needs to do some things.
Exactly. Help out around the damn house. Like I'm doing.
I ain't paying. I rather
Said he ain't paying for shit. Oh, that's a fine way to talk to your stepdaddy. Oh boy. This is why you shouldn't try to be a stepdaddy, but I'll say that for a future stream. But anyways, fair use.
Listen, my mama said I gotta pay no bills. I ain't paying no bills.
He gotta pay. What I want him to do.
See there? She's not even holding him accountable for paying bills in his household. Do y'all hear this shit? Not even holding him accountable for paying bills. Now, ever since I can remember, my mama damn near urged me to pay bills in the household. When I got my first job, I was fucking excited as hell to finally be helping out around the household because I don't want to be seen as some lazy bum that can't do shit for himself. So I started working in addition to going to school. Imagine how happy I was. I'm finally bringing money home. I'm finally doing something constructive. I was happy as fucking hell to be paying bills in my mama's house when I was still staying with her. I was happy as all hell. So why the hell isn't this woman holding her son accountable for not paying bills in the household? Telling me he ain't got to pay for nothing. God almighty. This is the kind of people y'all raise this is what happened when you coddle your sons like babies. And it's no different with the daughters either. Not holding them accountable for not contributing to the household. They grew up more or less with the same mindset. But anyways, fair use.
Save his money and do what he needs to do with his money and not pay no bills.
Because all this stuff You bring it to him, he still got the titty in the mouth. You let
hell no.
Titty in the mouth.
You jealous.
Jealous of what exactly? Ugh.
You jealous of my son. You jealous.
You're a 29-year-old grown man living at home with his mama, not paying no bills, probably not even working. I don't know for sure if he's working or not, but he ain't paying no goddamn bills. Why the fuck would I be jealous of that?
Only you would say some bull.
Getting pampered like a child. Who be jealous of that?
I don't know if you jealous or not, but I just know I ain't getting on my mama's house. Like, you look at my mama house, you got putting on my mama's house.
Well, damn it, I'm gonna be carrying you. You got to
You want to carry him out then if that's the case.
I will carry them out. I shoot them all out. And
Michael, now you know good and damn well I'm not kicking my son out.
What respect?
Okay, do you know how many parents I've heard kick their kids out the house for acting a fool? Well, they're grown-up kids out the house for acting a fool. It happens. So it's pretty safe to say there's no discipline within this household. The mama's out of control. Her son is no better. The stepdaddy or stepdummy is the only sane one in the household, but his words are falling on deaf ears by both of these belligerent assholes. So yeah, it's a complete mess. But fair use.
At the end of the day, I'm here. I live here, so I'm ready to get out. I'm gonna be here. So
at what point are you trying to? What's your plans for this man? What's
my plan is to stay here as long as I need to stay here. That's my.
I mean, what I'll be 45, 50,
and we gonna be 45, 50 up in here.
C-A-P. Cap. Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
God damn it. You can't make this shit up.
Oh Lord. And he's still in no accountability whatsoever. Let him do whatever he wants to do. Fair use.
Yeah, well, damn it, I'm gonna be out there.
So you'll kick the stepfather out before you kick your son out. Boof. Ain't that about something?
He's going
Get this stepping. Because this is my only son. He ain't going nowhere. My only son.
You the one made him like this because yo, you know what?
Yeah, she made him like that. She's the reason why he the way he is. And y'all say that's the best way to raise a child. You a strong, independent woman. You don't need a man around to raise a child. What the fuck does this tell you? Yeah, fair use.
Come and go. Your son is forever.
Well, your son shouldn't be your forever. Sheesh.
You better go.
I see what I'm saying. That's
right. And like I said,
you made him this way. You made him this way.
I ain't make him this way.
It's a product of your.
I ain't make him this way. Like I said, it ain't like he don't.
Your bad.
It ain't like he don't know how to get out here. Like I said, when he ready to go, he can go.
Wow. When he ready to go, he can go. Well, when is that time gonna come? The way your ass act, I doubt he's gonna be in the mood to leave anytime soon. But anyway, let's see what this man. Let's see what. Let's see. Hanson Johnson has to say.
Good people. Welcome back to the Onyx Report, Black Masculinist News for the day. I hope you're well and all is going well with you. Yeah, man, got a few things we got to talk about today. Like, share, subscribe, join for Black Male Studies. So,
the second.
Like, comment, and subscribe because it's just what the doctor prescribed.
All right.
Hope you will consider doing that so we can continue to broadcast this information that you're only going to get from Black male media content creators. So support us. So y'all see what it is. This has been popular. It's been going around, the web for a little minute. And, you know, I had several people send it to me, and my first reaction was, why? I don't want to pay attention to none of this. But when I actually sat and watched it, now, first thing I would comment on is this brother has no confidence. I think that's one of the things that we as Black men are definitely going to have to learn to develop. A sense of confidence, a sense of self-value, knowing what you're capable of, what you bring to the table in terms of who you are, first and foremost. We have got to develop that sensibility. But on top of that, having the self-respect of not taking certain types of shit. At some point, I got to learn the skill of walking away. And
you never should have walked in that situation in the first place, but okay.
More importantly, when to identify when you should have. He probably should have left a long time ago. Might not have even ever needed to be in the situation, but he's in it. So at a certain point, you got to draw a line in the sand. And this, one of the things I noticed in this discussion was that when he pointed out, you know, look, this boy, you're coddling him. He's never going to be able to stand up on his own.
Right.
You know, I pay the bills in here. And she was like, so go. You will leave before he will. And I'm saying, see, at that moment, if it didn't take anything before that, at that moment, it should have been real clear. It's time to roll.
Exactly. I could have told you that. She would have kick her. She would have kicked the stepfather out before she kicked her son out. Damn. Is this what they mean when they say blood is thicker than water? This is not the best representation of that. Got to show tough love on both sides. Yeah.
It's time to roll. Here's the thing. If the amount of disrespect is such that even broaching a topic like this somehow seems worthy of being yelled at, dismissed, told you have no value, you know, more importantly, treated as if you have no value while you're still seen as needed as far as the essentials. That's ridiculous. I mean, he said at one point, well, I guess I'm going to stop paying the bills. And what was her response? You going to keep paying the bills.
Like he got a fucking choice, unless he decided to just leave the house altogether and take his name off of everything. Yeah.
Word. So yeah, confidence is clearly a factor. Knowing when to walk away is an invaluable thing. I think we've got to really learn this, because some of us have no sense of self-value whatsoever. And we keep taking unnecessary disrespect and dysfunction for years. They even had an argument about what he was doing at a young age. He said, you know, she pointed out to him, well, you were living with your mother when I met you. He said, I was 22 and I was in and out. Now, a brother like that is trying to add something to the conversation. He's
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Technical difficulties, but I'm back. Let's finish this video. Fair use.
That, you know, this is overall, this is not helping your son. The coddling is not helping him stand on his own. Right? Even things like chores are character building in the right context. But, you know, this kid is talking about, I ain't even here. I shouldn't have to do nothing, and she's co-signing that. But I know when to walk away, people. Really do. This shit is ridiculous. Disrespect is on 10. And clearly he's tolerated it to this point because she feels real entitled to be able to do it and understand that there are no consequences. And that gets to the core of my issue with this dude. You know, you've cultivated a lot of this. You've allowed her to do it. This ain't the first time she done popped off at you. But for her to have the temerity to tell you that you're still...
And that's why I blame both of their asses. And again, this is why I suggest men don't become stepdaddies. Again, I'll say that for a future show. But anyway, it's fair use.
Still going to pay her bills while telling you what's going to happen. You know, and I'm not even, look, it doesn't even have to be to the point where he's got to just, you know, say it and everything happens the way he wants it to happen. But clearly, it's not even a subject he can broach because she doesn't want it to. If she can use you for your resources at the same time, man, I don't care if you got to move to a 1-bedroom shack. Go start your life without this bullshit. That's really all I wanted to say about this. Because it was sickening. I've had several people ask me my thoughts on it, and I'm saying at the end of the day, yeah, he put himself in this situation. He's probably kept himself in this situation way too long. And at the end of the day, he's allowed her to talk to him like this. But here's the thing, and this is something I want brothers to know.
Well, I can't say he completely allowed it because he did try to give her backlash, but it fell on deaf's ears. But that's just my 2 cents on it. But anyways, fair use.
Even if you find out you've been in something and you've been enduring it for way too long, yeah, we can say you should have left a long time ago. You should have never been in there. All right, that all may be true. But here's the thing: you're in it now. Get up, walk away. There's never a point where you can't make a different decision. You don't got to stay in something because you feel like you're locked into it. You don't. Walk away. Actually begin to create a life without dysfunction, disrespect, and stress. And it's worth it. It is worth it. I hope those of you who wake up and find yourself in this situation will consider that heavily. Because life is too short for this bullshit.
It really is.
Peace.
Yeah, well, that's the video. That's a bunch of nonsense. Oh boy. And like the man said, when he signed on to become a stepfather, excuse me, he basically put himself in that position for something like that to happen. This is why I recommend you don't become stepfathers like that. No, you don't. Especially not to no belligerent, angry single mother. Never do that. I would never support the idea of a man being a single mother to a man being a stepfather to some kids that are not his. Now, granted, can he make it work? Maybe. But is it going to work? Is it recommended for everybody? I mean, would I go through life just advertising to the world that stepdaddy, the stepfatherism, this is such term, stepfatherism is the way to go? Absolutely not. I would never advertise to the world like that. That ain't happening. There is no way in hell I would advertise something like that. No, just not going to happen. But like I said, all right. Now I have a short, a little 50-minute clip to show y'all. And I'm going to give my 2 cents on it as well. Okay, fair use, fair use, fair use.
Yo, mama is holding you back and you need to get away from her. You see, a lot of single moms do this. They like to treat their sons like they their husbands. And that's wrong. You see, your daddy left, your stepdaddy left, and her boyfriend left. So she's relying on you for that masculine energy. But that's not your role. You are her son. You have your own life to live. But you see, as men coming from single moms, we're conditioned to feel bad. We're conditioned to feel guilty. But it's okay, I'm here to set you free. It's okay to leave. it's okay to start doing you. You don't gotta feel guilty anymore. Just because your mama chose the wrong men, that's not your fault. Just because your parents didn't work out, that's not your fault, man. Live your life. Be free. Go out here, do your thing. Real shit.
Yeah, that's a good point. Just you can't blame yourself for how your parents' relationship turned out. And like I said, these single moms need to stop raising their sons to act as surrogate husbands. That's just not the way that works. Your sons are just that, your son. They're nothing else. They're not to be treated as substitute mates or anything like that. So once you start relying on your kids to do everything for you, that's kind of what they may become in the long run. The closest thing to companionship you got is your own son or your own daughter. Either way you look at it, it's an unhealthy relationship. All right, seeing as how there's nobody coming up on the panel, I'm gonna let the panel go for another hour or so. So yeah, I'm gonna take a brief stream break. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, that stream break didn't take as long as I normally take it, but I have another video to show y'all. Okay, let me know what y'all think of this video, okay? Okay, hold on. Cynical one said, I feel sad for the kids who were played by both parents. Yeah, it is sad. And that's the thing. Usually in situations like these, it's both parents that are toxic. Both parents are out of control. It ain't just the mom or the dad. Sometimes both of them can. The father can be a reckless deadbeat that's out here doing bullshit that he shouldn't be doing. And the mom fell in love with him. Now she's traumatized by him. So yeah, we're not denying that there are some deadbeat dads out there, but I guess deadbeat moms get a free pass because now it's a world of liberated women that can take care of kids by themselves, do whatever the fuck they want to do without a man. Any kind of male leadership is misogynistic. Stuff like that is just ruining our society. So yeah, it is bad when the kids are being played by both parents. It is. All right, now let me see. Here's another video. Let me know what y'all think of this one.
The number one, I guess you could say, unhealthy substitute, and I'm gonna repeat some of the things that I've said in the other video, is when women don't have a man. What they tend to do is they tend to turn their sons into husbands. Now, the reason they do this is obvious. They long for someone to do things for them. They want the benefits of a man. This is why a lot of women don't even feel the need to be in relationships. Why? Because they got their son. They got their son to fulfill their husband needs. Now, I'm not talking about minors, so everybody calm down. I'm talking about adult sons.
Even if they're not minors, don't make it any less unhealthy. I'm just saying. But he's absolutely right. They're thinking like, well, I mean, what self-respecting mother wants her son to be a substitute boyfriend or husband? Why? No man should ever want that, and no woman should ever want that. Seriously. Again, you're supposed to treat your kids as if they're just that. Your kids, they're not your freaking companions. This bullshit needs to stop. Okay, I got another video I want to show you guys. All right, shout out to River TV. She does amazing work. Subscribe to her channel. I ain't heard from her in so long, but hey, it is what it is. Shout out to River TV for this one. This one is called Sprinkle Sprinkle Lady, aka She-Ra, whatever the fuck her name is. Proves how son husbands are created. Let's see what they have to say. Fair use.
This is love between parent and child. The type of love most women are looking for, they will never find it in a man. Okay? A man's job is to provide and protect. If you're looking for nurturing, hugging, and affection and all that stuff, men are not like that. Okay? So please stop looking for something that does not exist in them. Get their money. Love yourselves. If you happen to marry and have kids, the most love you're ever going to get is going to come from a child, not a man. Okay?
What? Now that's just sick. She said the only love you're going to get is the love from a child, and no love and a man's love can never compensate for that. Are you fucking serious? Who says that?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
You really can't. That's what River has to say. Fair use.
Okay, so this woman, okay.
Speak, my sister.
There have been so many people in my DM from some of my A1 Day 1 supporters. Like, there have been more than a handful of people who have been asking me to react to this woman, who they call Sprinkle Sprinkle. Okay, I don't know if that's like her catchphrase or something that she says. And it's so funny because through TikTok videos, I have been seeing a lot of people talking about sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. I did not know it was attached to this woman. So a lot of people have sent me videos to react to, just sent me this woman's name and, you know, told me to look up stuff on TikTok and figure out who she was. And they want my opinion on this woman in general. I can't give a full opinion, but I can give my opinion on this video. Okay, I think I've done one reaction, a video of hers before as well. But I can only give my opinion per video, okay? Because I don't know this person personally. I don't know where she's staying. I don't know anything. All I know is for this particular conversation, this is a toxicity that leads to women having son husbands. It leads to women raising sons that grow up and are unable or incapable of leading their households. It leads to relationships of, you know, mothers and sons where the son gets married and has a wife, and the wife and the mother can't get along because the mother is trying to replace the wife, and she feels inferior to the wife and doesn't like that, and will start to,
not to mention abandoned. Yeah.
To, you know, terrorize the son's mind and start to tell the son things about the wife to try to, you know, get in between their relationship. These are the things that lead to that.
Exactly.
Because there's no way that you can tell these women that the only true love that they will ever find will come from their children. That is crazy.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's a certain kind of love your children can give you, and there's a certain kind of love that your spouse can give you or your lover can give you. One should never override the other. So Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle is just full of shit. That's all I can say. Because she said no love is more important than that of your own child. Now I understand children come first when you're a single parent. But when when you're a single mother and you don't have a husband or a boyfriend of your own, and you want to put the love of your child as a substitute for the love that a husband or spouse can't give you, you got a fucking problem right there. You got a problem. The price ain't right. The price ain't right. Let's continue. Fair use.
That's crazy. If you as a woman are satisfied in your transactional relationship, then say that. But it's so ironic to me that they're saying, you know, get the money, focus on yourself, love your kids, you know, don't worry about the men. And they always try to make it seem as though, you know, they make it seem as though women are so, you know, able or capable of doing many things. Women can be the man. They can play both roles. They could be the mama and
we all know that's bullshit. They can't play both roles. Yeah.
The daddy. You know, they could get the money and take care of the house. You know, they can do this. And they make it seem as though women are the only beings capable of being multifaceted.
Right.
But then they turn around and they act like men are completely emotionally incapable of loving them, of caring for them, of being nurturing, of giving them affection. Somehow they think that men are, it's impossible for a man to be able to do that. If your man can't do that, talk about your man.
Right. Don't talk about all men in general. I mean, you don't see me talking about all women are 304s or all men are reckless single moms. No. Just the reckless single moms in particular am I addressing here. Not women as a general and not single moms in general. Just the bad ones. So widowed women and separate women don't count. But anyways, fair use.
Say that for yourself. If your man can't hug you, love you, and the only love that you can get is from your children or from your child, that's on you, man.
Damn right.
You decided to get into a transactional relationship. That does not speak for the plethora of men.
Correct.
And then when women, especially younger women who are growing and are trying to learn things and are trying to figure out how to relate to men, how to deal with relationships, when they hear this and they internalize it, they create these toxic households based off of the opinions of somebody speaking from their own experience. Not from the men out there who are willing. Oh, you know, I'll massage my wife feet. As long as she give me peace, she can get anything from me. I'll love her, all this, all that. Like, there are men out there who are capable of doing more than just leading you, paying the bills, and making sure the lights is on, and going to work. Right. I don't even go out there to say that majority of men should not be limited to that.
Right.
The same way women, you know, advocate for, I do more than just cook and clean. You know, I do more than just get my nails done. I still have to do this. I have to do this. I can do that. I can do these things. I can do what a man can do. I can do what a woman can do. I can do everything.
Are you giving them peace of mind is the real question, though. Yeah.
Hey, it's
damn these ads. Those ads are real pain in the ass, but
like, comment, and subscribe because it's just what the doctor prescribed.
And we're back. Fair use.
You're saying to these women, the truest love that they'll ever find is from their child. No, that's not true.
Tell them,
but what is true is that when women have children, all of a sudden they are able to unlock the leash of their mind and the whole unconditional love thing. You see, when they have a partner, he's only good enough until. A lot of them.
Yeah, like they always say. I think Chris Rock said this too. Women, children, and animals are the only living beings that are loved unconditionally. A grown man's only loved under the condition that he can provide something. So yeah, the unconditional love of a child is not the same as a conditional love for a grown man, or whether it be a husband or a boyfriend. It's not the same thing. Gotta understand that.
Women are waiting until he mess up, until he cheat, until he do this, until he do that. They're waiting for the breakup because they can't even themselves fathom being in a healthy, wholesome relationship for the long term. So they're waiting for the bottom to fall out. They're literally anticipating it. They generally can't wait till it happens because they're like, "Ooh, finally I can let the facade go. Finally I can stop taking care of another person. Finally I can stop having to be underneath the leadership of this person. I can do whatever I want to do. So, you know, I can go back to the streets if I feel like it."
Right.
If we're honest. But when women have children, all of a sudden they can understand that if somebody does something wrong, that there's forgiveness. Or all of a sudden they can understand that love, that connection, that balance of, oh, you know, you just made a mistake. Okay. Oh, well, you just did this. And it's only because it comes from them.
Right.
Women who are healthy, women who are whole, women who are emotionally filled on their own. The women who are not just looking for somebody to pay their way, pay their bills, take care of them, and do everything for them. The women who are emotionally stable and who genuinely want a strong connection, want to build a strong bond and show children love. Women who genuinely want to do that, they're not out here talking about, you know, oh, well, you got to do this for me. You got to do that for me. And, oh, well, you know, I can't love you and my children. Oh, you know, I got to give my children the plate first. My kids come first. They're not doing that.
Exactly. I think River, that's my chapter with River. She made it clear that when her mom got remarried, she gave power and authority of the household to her father, well, stepfather, I should say. So she's absolutely right. Women who are in stable relationships, in stable households, are not out here being belligerent and disrespectful. They're not out here making all these damn unrealistic standards and having all these bullshit ass rhetorics. They're not up here saying, "Oh, my kids come first," or "You can't tell my child what to do," nonsense like that. They're literally picking men that are worthy of running a household and being a father or stepfather to their kids if they choose to go down that road. So yeah, it can work, but you have to come with the proper mindset to make the shit work. That's just how that works. That's just how it goes. But a lot of women don't see it that way. But anyways, fair use.
They understand the importance of the relationship between the mother and the father being correct before they can correctly love on their children, because they understand the display that they're giving their children, and that it's not what you tell children, it's what they're seeing. If they're seeing you as a mother disrespect men constantly, there's going to be a man who is going to accept disrespect from his women when he grows up, and there's going to be a girl who will constantly disrespect men because that's what she's seeing.
Absolutely.
Add more joy.
Telling women that the only love that they are going to receive is ever going to be from their children is setting these children up for jobs from before they're even born. It's also adding to baby mama culture. It's telling women, "Oh, I've been sad lately. I don't feel loved. I don't feel this. You know, I have childhood trauma. I have all these problems. I know what I'll do. I'll have a baby because she said that baby is going to love me."
And goes back to what I said earlier. They want kids because they don't want to be alone. They don't want to be by themselves. So it's to fill some kind of void in their lives. Bullshit. No, they don't understand the responsibility that comes with raising a child. People who think like that aren't ready for the responsibility of raising kids. So no, it's really sad and sickening. But anyways, fair use.
I need love and I want love. So I won't even look at these men. I'll get with anybody who will impregnate me because I know that whatever seed comes out, that's what's going to give me what I've been longing for. That's
only difference is a child can only give you a certain kind of love, and a spouse can give you a certain kind of love. They can't give you the same type of love. Again, your kids are not your damn companions. Your lovers and spouses are your companions. Your friends are your companions. They can't give you that same kind of love. So you can't substitute unconditional love of a child with the conditional love of a spouse or a lover. It don't work that way. You can't substitute the two like that. You just can't do that. Again, like Chris Rock said, women, children, and animals are loved unconditionally, but grown men are loved under the condition that they can provide for the family. And I don't mean that in a bad way. If you start falling off your purpose or whatever, yes, you're going to lose interest in you. That happens too. But if she has unrealistic expectations like, "Oh, well, you lost your job, I don't love you anymore," or you got into an accident and got hurt, now you got to take care, I don't love you anymore, that's bullshit in my eyes. That's why they say for better or for worse, through sickness and health, through thick and thin, when it comes to marriages. Are you going to be there for your spouse through the good times as well as the bad times? If the answer is no, you have no business trying to get married to anybody. Anyways, fair use.
crazy. How about you try to figure out what's wrong with you first? How about you heal your own trauma?
Correct.
How about you be happy all by yourself?
And like they say, if you can't be happy by yourself, you're not going to be happy when you're with somebody. Plain and simple.
How about we talk about that? How about you make sure that the relationship that you're in, it is equivalent to what the other person is in as well. If a man is wanting a transactional relationship and you are too, make sure y'all on the same page. If you want.
Okay, my bad for stopping it, but Cynical once said, a spouse can't fill the hole of a missing sibling or of a parent. Expecting a child or a pet to replace the lack of affection of the opposite sex is either incestual or form of bestiality. That's a good one, Cynical. You said they can't fill the hole of a missing sibling or a parent. Yeah. And that's exactly my point, Cynical. That's exactly my point. I was hoping you wouldn't take it too far as incestual or bestiality. Like KS said, buy a dog and die alone. I guess that's where the bestiality aspect comes on. He said to me, it's called blurring the lines. Exactly. That is what it's called, blurring the lines. You took it as far as the bestiality. I wasn't expecting that, but okay, I get it. The ancestral part I can understand, but bestiality, goddamn. I wasn't expecting that, but okay, I get where you're coming from. Yeah. Trying to replace the affection of a spouse or a lover with the affection of either a child or an animal. Yeah, that's what they do. That's why KS said, buy a dog and die alone. That's what you're going to end up doing. I'm not saying you're gonna smash a kid or a pet. I know what you're talking about, Cynical. I know you're not trying to imply that. Trust me, I understand exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. Oh man. But why are pets and children in the same line as a man of a woman? I have no idea. I wish I knew. Why are pets or children in the same line as a man or a man of a woman, or a man or a woman? I wish I knew, Cynical. I wish I knew. My God. A man or a woman. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they do that. And I was told people who own pets are red flag. I'm not judging anybody for owning a dog or a cat, but that's just something I was told. I'm not going to judge anybody for that, but you got some people that will. But anyways, fair use.
Want somebody that you can love and confide in. Make sure that y'all on the same page.
Right.
Make sure you with a man who see you.
Uh-huh.
A lot of these women say these things. My opinion. This is just my opinion. A lot of these women say things because they're in a certain seat and maybe they're not 100% happy about the seat that they're in. And again, I'm not necessarily talking about this woman, for example, because I don't know her. I don't know her business. I don't know what she got going on. I don't know nothing. I know a couple of videos that I've seen. I know a video I reacted to before. That's what I know. Sprinkle. That's what I know. But some of these women, they made certain decisions, and because they're able to buy things, and because they're able to go shopping, or because they're able to have stability that they maybe did not have as a child. Some of these women, they say that, a man is not going to fulfill the void that you're looking for him to fill. But a lot of these women who want men for their money are filling the voids that they had as children because they grew up in lack. They didn't
grow up having much of anything. So they try to find someone that's going to give them these things. Yep, makes sense to me when you think about it. But anyways, fair use.
Grew up not having a lot of money. They grew up, paycheck to paycheck living. And so they want somebody to fill that void and that security within them. So they get with a man who can pay all the bills, and that's all.
Yeah, she don't want him for who he is, only for what he can do for him. Again, conditional love. Yeah.
They don't know the man's favorite color. They can't stand him. They can't stomach being intimate with him.
Sad, but true.
They don't like him. Every time he talks, it makes their skin crawl.
Tap to get it fast.
Look for men who can fill voids. I'm going to be honest.
Yep.
Do I believe that the burden of trying to fix a woman should be on a man? No.
Absolutely
Do
not.
I believe that there's men who can lead women and guide with women and show them who they truly are and who they could be? Absolutely.
Of course.
But these conversations are limiting the way that women will think about men. And then in turn, when these women get with the men, they already talking about what they not going to do. Oh, I'm not going to compromise. Oh, I'm not going to this. I'm not going to that. Oh,
yeah, exactly. They pick and choose what they're willing to do and what they're willing not to do. They'll do everything else except submit to the man and do all the wifey things that a wife is supposed to do. They pick and choose. You can't do that. But yet the man can't pick and choose. In that case, why not just get into a friends of benefits fuck buddy relationship and call it even? Damn. Because ain't no man's right man gonna wife up or gonna marry a female like that. I'm just saying. But fair use.
Because, you're not supposed to be fix me. You're not supposed to change me. You're not supposed
to take me as I am. Yeah.
So this, they already come with apprehension.
Exactly.
That's my opinion.
And you did a good job. Now, that's not the end of the video, but I'm going to stop it right here. I'm going to do a part 2 to this series because right now my homegirl, Sweet Melody, has a stream of her own that started over an hour ago. And I promised her I will be there to offer my support and give my 2 cents on whatever they're talking about. So anybody listening, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to Sweet Melody Media, as well as her new channel, because this channel gonna be gone soon. I just remembered. Melody Sweet, I think it's Melody Amber. So yeah, subscribe to Melody Amber, because this, make sure you subscribe to that channel first, because this one might be gone in a couple of days. She didn't really say when. I just know it's gonna be gone. So yeah, help your homegirl out and offer her support. I'm finna head over there right now and offer my support to her and her homeboy Killer Swag. Exactly. Yes, it's Melody Amber. That's her new channel. Well, if you haven't already cynical, make sure you subscribe to her channel. I know you already subscribed to my channel. You and NGC been my biggest supporters, and I appreciate y'all for that. But I'm gonna stop the stream right here and do a part 2 in a couple more days. I'm thinking Friday morning I'm gonna do a part 2 to this. So yeah, this is not over. It's still some stuff I want to talk about with this son husband stuff. It's still some stuff to cover here, but I'm stopping it right here. So, ladies and gentlemen, be sure you tune in to part 2 of my live stream. We talk about the son husband and husband son relationships. I look forward to seeing everybody there. But until then, this is your boy Hustler and Muscular, and you know what I do, giving you the truth straight out the booth, hitting home runs like Babe Ruth, because that's what I do. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. And make sure you subscribe to Sweet Melody Media, aka Melody Amber. Hitting over there right now. Deuces!
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life, a real Mars is nothing left. Cause I've been brassing and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never cost a man that didn't deserve it. Be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying and junk. I really hate the joke, but I gotta love. As they cope, I see myself in the pistol smoke pools. I'm the kind of G that let the homies wanna be like on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the she line.
Been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise.
Took out the situation and they got me facing. I can't ever know it. I was raised by the shit, so I gotta be there with the little team.
Too much Stella bitch and watch it got me chasing jeans. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Got my tin in my hand and the cream in my eye. I'm for loped out cakes to set chip and bacon. And my homies is down, so don't arouse my acres. Fool, that bang like nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm there but like do it down. What can I shape? I'm 23 now, but will I let the see 24 the way they just go and I don't know.
Tell me why are we so blind to see that the one we hurt are you and me? Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise.
Power at them Bunny in the power. Been it after me, power after hour. Everybody's ready, but I may look at this going on in the kitchen. But I don't know what's chicken. They say I got the learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand it, how can they teach me? I guess they can't, I guess they won't, I guess they fuck. That's why I don't want like designers up, fool.